It's time for this week's Here's How. And this week, here's how to flirt with the ginger-haired woman who works at the local DIY home improvement and garden centre shop that we all know the name of. Set up a WhatsApp group for yourself using multiple devices and send yourself one of those videos, the ones like they show you in school where a woman gives birth, and watch it in the queue. Show the ginger-haired woman who works at the local DIY home improvement and garden centre shop that we all know the name of, while she's serving you, and wipe a little tear away from your eye, and she's bound to think that you're sensitive, and maybe even ask you, is that your wife or sister? And you say, no, I'm single and don't have any sisters. It's just beautiful, isn't it? It's just nice to see. I can't wait to be a dad. She's now fully aware that you are ready to be a father, and that can be a massive thing when a woman's eyeing up a man. Start wearing one of them button-up long-sleeve shirts like a farmer, tight sleeves though. Then you're going to start to store everything in your sleeves like you're one of them bad boys off the films that keep the ciggies in the upper arm part of the shirt. But you're keeping everything in there, light or car keys, wallet, cigs, phone, and when it comes time to pay at the till, you're going to reach into your sleeve and pull each thing out of your sleeve until you have what you need. Offer her a cigarette as well. It shows her that you're kind. If she declines, say, well, how about I just give you my phone number? Then you can unbutton your sleeve completely and unveil your handwritten phone number that's written down your arm. Just remember to write it backwards from wrist to shoulder because it might be a bit intense for a till operator you hardly know to have you, put your arm around her so that she can read the number if you've written it the other way around. It is a bit of a bold first move, a little presumptuous as she might not actually appreciate your affections, but by having the telephone number written in a way she can easily read, she's bound to appreciate the effort. Especially when you explain that the alternative, or maybe you get a bit cheeky. I thought about writing it around the circumference of me willy, but I only got to 0786, and I was back to the zero again. Just a little joke. I'd never get that much on there, but I did try my other arms and legs and torso first, and then you can quickly unveil your other limbs using all the Velcro that you've added to your long sleeve button-up shirt to show all the mistakes and crossed out phone numbers and poorly spaced numbers that you've now got covering your body. Dress up as her. Buy yourself one of those Scottish hats with the ginger hair poking out the bottom, and then just put a regular hat over that so you don't look weird to everyone else. If you get the chance, explain it to her that it's not real ginger hair. I just thought it looked good on you, so I thought I'd try it out as well. It's flattering that you've noticed that women selling laminate flooring and paint love a guy that pays attention to them. Go in and buy a new toilet bowl, pop it onto the conveyor belt. It's a nice subtle show of sheer strength that's bound to impress any red-blooded ginger-haired woman who works at a massive DIY shop that we all know the name of. But as she begins to scan your shopping, slap the toilet bowl box and make solid eye contact saying, I get through about 3 of these a year, and gesture your head towards the box. Remember to smile. Not too big, just a friendly, cheeky smile that lets her know that you are a playful lad and that you've got enough money and technical know-how to replace 3 toilets. She's either now thinking that you've got a multi-bathroomed house or that you use a toilet in a mysterious way. But either way, the ginger-haired woman who works down the local DIY home improvement and garden centre shop that we all know the name of is now thinking about you. And if the latter is true, she's thinking about you with your trousers down. And isn't that half the battle? Pop in every day and start using the vending machines, and then after a couple of weeks, start buying an extra chocolate bar for yourself and hand it to her and say, I bought an extra one, but I don't really think I need it. Do it every day. She might refuse to accept chocolate from a stranger, especially at first, because she's polite and that, but that's probably how she got the job anyway, and that's how she got your attention as well. After all, there's much more to the ginger-haired woman who works at the local DIY home improvement and garden centre shop that we all know the name of than just a ginger hair and face after all. But you should be persistent. Women love persistence and integrity. Try different bars until you've cycled through all of them in the vending machine, then, failing all else, move on to the crisps. Every time you're in there, start conversations with all the other staff and customers. Ask them what their plans are for the tool that they're buying or what it is they're doing after work. This shows the ginger-haired woman who works at the local DIY home improvement and garden centre shop that we all know the name of. You're not just purely focused on her like some sort of creep, but you actually have an active interest in everyone else in her life as well. Record yourself in audio format on the phone and put on a bit of a deeper voice and pretend to be on the phone whilst getting served and let her overhear the deeper voice saying, "Is the ginger-haired girl working there still? The one you like?" And you can respond in your regular voice with, The one who works at the local DIY home improvement and garden centre shop that we all know the name of. Now, obviously, it is important to practice this to get the timings and volumes right. You don't want to look silly in front of her. Then, the deeper voice can say, yeah, the one that you told me about the other day. Have you spoken to her yet? And then you can look at her, cover her up the phone, and say to her, sorry about this, love, I'll be right with you. Then, answer back down the phone, giggling, going, hee, yeah, I have. Look, I've got to go. I'll ring you later, Grandad. Then finish up your transaction and leave. You've broke the ice, and now the ball is firmly in her court. Over the course of 2 months, go in with increasing injuries and ailments, but also keep buying tools and tool parts. Then make these ailments and injuries seem related to the tools you've bought. Fake puncture wounds after buying a nail gun, bruises after buying a hammer all around your hand and thumb, big fake cuts across the back of your palm after buying a handsaw. Keep it simple, keep it light. You're hoping to trigger the ginger-haired woman who works at the local DIY and home improvement and garden centre shop that we all know the name of, deep-rooted need to Florence Nightingale a man, or to possibly even teach her. A lady loves to be right about something, you know, and so you may end up hearing those magical words from a woman. Let me teach you how to biscuit joint, or even the sultry tones of, can I help you grout? Then, not only have you found a woman that you like the look of, but you've also found a partner who wants the best for you and your property. Buy lengths of rope and that plastic line you use for washing lines and give her a little wink at checkout saying, that's probably not as exciting as you're thinking. Maybe, you know, maybe just a sly wink, or blow a flirty kiss. Don't use your hands though, just pucker and make the noise. Start writing parody songs and reference all the stuff in the shop in every song, using the location of the shop as the location on social media, but always talk positively about her and the ones you imagine that she'd be mates with in the break room. It's something like, you know, the girl with ginger hair moves stock from here to there. She eats dinner with manager Claire. Walks to the bus with the lad that looks like Tony Blair. You know, something like that. Or maybe something more like, I needed grout. I need a bit of cork to go around my brand new ceiling light. He asked if I need help. Said, I'm alright, mate, thanks. Then I turned down aisle 3. And I said, there is something you can do for me. I need a way to hang my nan's telly. And he sent me off to one of the Joes, Joseph B or Joseph G. Yeah, something like that, you know. You'd have to know the staff's names and that, though. And that's the end of this week's Here's How.